relationships and the line of best fit. Scatter plots show negative correlations when the pattern falls down to the right. So what that means is your independent variable, the variable here along the x-axis, is getting larger, while the variable on the dependent axis, or the y-axis, is getting smaller. This scatter plot shows a positive correlation because the pattern is rising to the right. What does that mean? As your independent variable is getting larger, so as we move right along the horizontal axis, the values along the vertical axes are also increasing. This scatter plot has points scattered all over the place. There is no correlation. There isn't an obvious pattern at all to this data. When you can see a pattern to the data, you can draw what's called a line of best fit. And if you look at this line of best fit, it passes in between most of the points. We try and make it pass through as many points as possible, and it follows the trend or the pattern of the data. This line, or this data, showed a negative correlation, so we have a line that decreases to the right. Okay? Lines of best fit will allow us to predict values based on a trend. So the important things to remember when you're drawing a line of best fit, you must follow the pattern. The line of best fit should pass through as many points as possible. In general, you would like to have an equal number of points above and below the line of best fit, and the line of best fit should pass through points all along the scatter plot, not just at the ends. So if I take this line here and I want to try and make it go through as many points as possible, I'm going to try and maneuver it. So I'm going to try and follow the pattern. It's a positive correlation. It's strong positive. And I'm just going to try and manipulate my line and move it around so I try and have as many points that it goes through above and below it goes through as many points as possible and kind of follows that pattern at both ends. And I try and keep the rest of my points spread out evenly. Will my line of best fit be perfect? Absolutely not, but it should be pretty close to having points spread out. Let's count our points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 below. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 above. So I'm not really perfectly spread out. Maybe I can try and move it over a little bit. And it's just a lot of trial and error. That's a little closer to following the pattern. But again, it's not going to be perfect. But if I drag this line and put it up here, let's try and duplicate it here. If I have my line of best fit here, that one's not very good. It's not going through points. If I dragged it over here, again, it's not really going through the right points. So I need to be very careful that I put my line of best fit in an appropriate location and try and evenly scatter my points. And before you come to class tomorrow, please do page 11, number 1 to 9.